It's dedicated to cunts that said I wouldn't make shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, they tried to cancel him last time. They were unsuccessful. Now he's back with a fucking vengeance.
What up, Neb? Cursor.
Welcome to the stage, Lewis Spears.
What I just take? Yeah, my brain gone. I'm in the club, kinda obvious, my shades on. This is how I make reality a fake dream. Nothing can be as bad as it may seem. Lot of mates carry scars, they're the hood's marks. Treat my life like a joke, it's a good laugh.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to episode 14 of Spearhead Sundays. And yes, I know there was no episode last week. I'm sorry. I apologize. I got so many fucking emails, so many Snapchats, so many of you guys tweeting at me, "Where's the fucking podcast? Where's the podcast, man? I'm on the train and I have to sit and not listen to some dickhead yell alone in his room. What are you doing, man? You're fucking me up." And look, I'm sorry. I do apologize. I really do apologize for that. I just got caught up in my shows because I am performing every single fucking day for 2 weeks. I'm up to show number 11, so I've got only 2 left, and man, it's fucking brilliant. It's so much fun. So I really do apologize for not getting a podcast or a video out, but I was like, I you know what, to be honest, I completely forgot what day it was. I knew that I had to do a podcast. I normally record them on Saturday, so today's Saturday. I'm going to the show tonight. And I just completely forgot what day it was. I'm just like, oh, I'm doing a show, and I'm going to do a podcast later. You know, fucking next minute, it's 4 p.m. on a Sunday. Everyone's just yelling at me. I'm like, why is everyone so angry? I just don't understand why you're all so angry at me. And it's because I broke my promise. So, sorry about that, guys. I definitely will be able to get this podcast every single week from now. I'm not going to forget. The music at the start of the potty was my intro music, because I do understand that some of you guys can't see the show, or some of you would like to hear the music again. That's what I walk onto every single night. It's one of my favorite songs by Cursor. It's called, what's it called? I'm gonna have to look it up. I know this. Why do I have to look it up? The Time, that's what it's called. Through the magic of podcast editing, I went on a massive fucking search through my computer and figured out what the title is. I'm the worst with song titles. Is anybody else shit at that? I remember every song. I'm really good at remembering lyrics, but I just can't remember song titles. I don't know what it is about song titles. Like, someone will fucking ask, "Oh, what's your favorite song?" And I just go blank. I'm like, I know it's by this artist, but I just don't know what the song's called. I don't know, I'm just the worst with that. I'm really bad with names as well. I'll meet someone 3 or 4 times before I can remember their name. It's nuts. And I always feel so rude. Do you know when you meet someone and then you're like, "Hi, my name's Lewis, how you going?" And then you'll meet them again and you go, "Hi, my name's Lewis, how you going?" And then you see their face go, "Oh, I've already met this guy, but I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to let it pass because, you know, it's only the second time we've met. Maybe, you know, maybe he's forgotten. That's okay. I'm not offended." You can see that whole process going on in their mind. And then you'll meet them the third time. You'll be like, "Hi, my name's Lewis. How you going?" And you'll just see in their head going, "Oh, okay. He's just, he's either incredibly rude or incredibly stupid." And I'm a little bit of both, to be honest. But so the last podcast was my first interview. I did Frenchie, and you guys seem to really enjoy it. It's one of the more higher listen counted podcasts that I have. It's the second most listened podcast out there. So I'm really happy with how it came out. I had to listen to it, and I think it was pretty good. If you guys have any feedback on what you thought the podcast was like with an interview, if you have any tips for me, if you want me to talk more, if you want me to talk less, let me know, because the whole, it's not really an interview, it's more of a conversation. That's what I was kind of going for, like a half an hour kind of just conversation, so you guys can find out more about this person. Something that if you had never heard of the person on the podcast, you could just find out and be like, "Oh yeah, I like this person," or "Oh fuck, this dude's a massive douche." So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it came out, and the feedback is generally positive. So if you have any tips, or if you have anything you would like me to do with guests in future, do let me know. The next guest is going to be Neil Cole Heckler. That's going to be the first Sunday of next month, which is only about 2 weeks away, I believe. So hang out for that one, guys. That was a really good one as well. That one's already recorded, and then I'm going to have to go on a frantic search to find other people. So let me know any tips you have, or anybody you would like me to fucking interview. But yeah, onto my shows. My show, they tried to cancel me last time. I have performed it 10 times in a row now. Tonight is show number 11, and then I do show number 12 in Melbourne, and that's the final time I will ever perform this show in Melbourne. And I gotta say, it's been fucking amazing. I'm really, really enjoying it. You guys are obviously loving the show. There's everyone who has come to the show last year have told me without me asking that this show is better. And that's really amazing for me, because I know a lot of comedians, like a lot of seasoned comics who have been doing this for a lot longer than me. They all warned me that the second show is not going to be as good. It's not going to be as good. And it makes sense. The reason why is, the first show, your first comedy show, you have your entire life to write that. Your entire life up until when you perform it, you have your all of your experiences, every funny story that's ever happened. You've got like the cream of the crop of your whole life to pick from to write the material, put it all together. You can take as long as you want before you perform that first show. Some people don't perform their first show till they're like 35. But your second show, you only have 1 year. So it makes sense that maybe that one would be a little bit shit, because it kind of messed with me because I had never experienced a deadline to write a show. I was like, I had my whole life, and I felt I did my first one when I felt I was ready and when I was good enough, and I had the show. And then all of a sudden, shit, I'm locked into this fucking thing where I have to write a whole new hour in time for the next comedy festival. But I really pushed myself because a whole lot of people told me that maybe it's not going to be as good, and I was like, no, fuck you guys, I can do this. I just got to work incredibly hard, and that's what I did, and I think it's paid off because, as I said, everybody who came last year said that last year was really good, but this was on another level. So it's amazing, and I genuinely believe that this show is better. It's my best work so far. I'm really incredibly happy with it. I'm happy with how it's flowing and how the audience is receiving it, and the fucking crowds have been crazy. Just about every show has been sold out. Every weekend show has been sold out, oversold actually. I'm in an 80-seater, but we've been fitting 93 in there on the weekend nights. It's been fucking packed because so many of you guys are coming. I had a look at the total ticket sales for Melbourne, and I smashed my record from last year of the sales record. In fact, I've almost sold to just Melbourne as many tickets as I sold to the national tour last year, which is so amazing. Like, thank you so much, guys. And you know what the best part of this is? It's all me. It's all independent. I don't have an agent or a publicist or a producer or a manager or a tour guy. I don't have anything like that. It's all booked by me, all organized by me. Obviously, I do have people helping me out, but they're kind of helping me, I'm not locked into any fucking contract, or I don't have some dude in a suit telling me what to do. It's all fucking me, and it's paying off. It's a massive risk to be doing a show this big and have it produced independently by me and the people around me, but man, it's I wouldn't want to do it any other way. It's so much more satisfying to use my own money, to use my own skills, to learn things about the business that I never would have learned if I signed a contract and just gave it all to some other dude to spend his money and then pay him back for it. So I'm really, really happy with how it's going, both creatively and behind the scenes business wise. I'm so happy with how this tour is going. And in regards to the interstate shows, I just had a look. Adelaide, almost sold out. Only 20 tickets left to Adelaide, so jump on that if you're from Adelaide. Sydney is going to be the biggest show that I've ever performed. So far, it's sold more tickets than I've ever performed to, so I'm really fucking excited to do that for you guys. And I don't know. I sound like I'm rambling on about it, but it's just because it was absolutely amazing. It's so much fun doing this show. I really do, really am enjoying it. That's all I can say. I'm just enjoying it. I've had some fucking young people come in though. I think my audience this year is definitely younger, because last year everyone was around 16 and up. There was quite a 16 and up guys, and I thought this year they'd be older again because my content has matured and the audience has aged. But it's actually gotten a little bit younger. Like, it's not filled with kids. Don't worry. When you look at a show and you're like 25 and you're like, I don't want to be surrounded by kids. You're not going to be surrounded by a whole bunch of kids, guys. But there has been some young people in the crowd. I've been a few birthday presents as well. There was this one kid, it was his 13th birthday. I'm like, what are you doing, mate? The Wiggles is down the road. But yeah, they've been really loving it, and had a few parents in, and when you can make the parents laugh, when the parents genuinely enjoy it, that's when you know it's a good show, because they've never heard of you. Really, they don't actually want to be there. They're like, oh, my fucking son wants to see this dude. He's probably going to be shithouse. But if you can make the parents enjoy it, you know it's a good show. Yeah, all the older people are enjoying it as well. So yeah, it's just, I'm incredibly happy with it, and I'm very happy with how it's going. And so what's going to happen now is I've got 2 shows left. So Saturday tonight, well, that's last night if you're listening to it, because I'll release this on Sunday. So last night, that is sold out, which is awesome. And then tonight, Sunday, has almost sold out. There's about 20 seats left. So if you're going to come, book it online. Please do book online, because this is your last chance to see the show. I'm never performing it again in Melbourne. This is your only chance to see the show tonight. If you want to see it again, I get a lot of people asking me, oh, I want to see it again. What's the best night to see it? Definitely the last night. It's really interesting, and not just my show, by the way. If you saw somebody else and you really enjoyed it, go and see them again towards the end of their run. It's very interesting seeing how a comedy show kind of evolves. The material doesn't change, but how it's said does, and there's always lots of little bits that are added in that make it that much funnier, because, you know, the more you do it, you figure out how to make it a lot better for everybody in the audience and yourself, because as a performer, if you do it, 12 nights in a row, you need to change it up just a little bit to keep it interesting for yourself. So yeah, it's been really great. I'm very happy with how it's going. I remember, this is what I wanted to talk about. Before I actually started the Melbourne run, I bumped into a young guy. He was about 18 or 19. He knew all of my stuff. I forget your name, man. I'm sorry. You knew all my stuff. You seem to be like a massive fan of my shit from ages ago. I got talking to you and I was like, oh, I'd love to see you at a show. And then he went, I got talking to this guy and he was a massive fan. I'm like, oh, I'm doing a show in a couple of weeks. You should come see it. And then he was like, oh yeah. Like I could tell he was not going to come. And I was like, oh, don't come up to me and do all this shit and then tell me that you're not going to fucking come. It's a bit rough, mate. But then I got talking to him more, and he pointed to all of this shit on the ground, like this sleeping bag and all these possessions, and he tells me that he was homeless. This dude was only like 19 or 20. He told me he was homeless. And I heard that, and I offered him, a free seat. If you want to come, I said to the guy, if you want to come to any of the weekday nights, because they probably won't sell out, just hit me up on Facebook or however, email, because he had a phone, and I'll organize a free ticket for him. Because, obviously weekend shows are for people with homes. No, I'm just kidding. And he never hit me up. So if you are listening to this tonight, there is a show on tonight, man. I have a seat reserved for you. If you're listening, that you told me that you listen to the podcast every day. If you're listening to this, man, I'm not fucking around. I was very serious. I will give you a free seat. I know if you're doing it tough, there's a place in the foyer where you can leave your swag and your things. There's like a storeroom. You can leave it. No one's going to fuck with it or steal your stuff. I know it's something that you must be, I would assume that you might be worried about. So yeah, I was very serious, man. To the guy on the street that I met, it was like 2 weeks ago. If you are listening to this, please do hit me up on email or Facebook or Twitter or however you can. I have a seat reserved for you. I would love for you to see the show. Don't worry about paying for it. I know you're doing it tough. I'd love to see you there, man. Anyway, what else are we talking about today? Yes, I'm getting back into Lou Review. So my last show is tonight, and then I'm going to have a couple days break, and I'm going to start working on the new Lou Reviews. And my aim is to get them out even while I'm on tour, because when I do the shows, I'm only doing one show in each state on a Friday and a Saturday night, so I'll fly in. So for example, I'll fly to Adelaide, do a show on Friday, and then I'll fly to Perth, do a show on Saturday, and then I'll fly home, and then I'll put out a video. So hopefully from next week, there will be a Lou Review every single week, even while I'm on tour. And my aim is to keep that up every week for a year, because I want to get myself by next festival, I want to get to 300,000 YouTube subscribers. That's my goal. I want to do that. And I think I have time to do that. And I also want to put on weight. I know if you listen to the podcast a while ago, around this time last year, I was saying the same shit. Man, after the festival, I'm going to go to gym. I'm going to put on a lot of weight, but it's fucked. I didn't do it. There's no excuse because I couldn't afford it. You know, gym, it wasn't gym. Gym's not expensive. The food is expensive. You got to spend like $80 a week if you want to eat properly. But, now I think I can afford that. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put out a loo review every single week. I'm going to get my audience a lot bigger. I want to grow this podcast too. I'm fucking loving the podcast. It's really great. It's like a diary every week. So you guys, I want you guys to stay on top of me. I'm going to, from 2 weeks from now, I'm going to be going to gym every single week. I'm going to start off with just 3 days a week. I'm going to do that for a month, maybe 2, and then I'm going to move up to a 5-day split, which is what I used to be doing when I was quite fit and when I was I got to the point where I was like almost big. Almost got there when I was 18, but then I fell into comedy and I liked that more, so I started doing that. But now I think I can do both. I have time to do both. So I want you guys to stay on top of me. If I stop talking about the gym, it means I'm probably not going, okay? So from next week, that's when I'm starting gym. Stay on top of me. If I'm not talking about it, fucking rip me, call me a skinny cunt, alright? Because I deserve it. There's a gym fucking around the corner from my house and it's 24 hours. I have zero excuses not to go. There's no excuse for me not to go. I'm gonna fucking do it. You watch, guys. I want to be weighing at least 90 kilos. That's what I feel. You know what I want? I want to look good in a t-shirt. I want to fill out a t-shirt. That's my goal. I don't want to get huge because I feel like, because imagine if you saw a fucking huge guy walk on stage and tell some jokes. You'd be like staring at his fucking pecs and be like, what a freak. You wouldn't be paying attention to the jokes. So I don't want to get massive. I just want to look kind of, I want to fill out a t-shirt. I want to get to that good kind of manly size. I'm sick of being incredibly tall and incredibly thin. I want to be incredibly tall and, oh fuck, he's actually kind of big. That's my goal. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I want to do. Last night, I filmed the show. I had a 2-camera setup and I also had a photographer in there. And it's the only night that I filmed properly. Sorry, I don't want to get your hopes up, guys. I'm probably not going to release it. I might release a little bits of it, some ad-lib stuff and some crowd interaction, but my material, I'm going to keep it safe because I'm saving it for an undisclosed reason. But it's mainly just for me to watch it back and review my performance. And fucking, of course, the first night I fucking film it, I performed the show. It was my 10th night, the 10th night in a row. I've had no hecklers, not one person. Every audience member has been really lovely and polite. The first show I fucking film it, of course, I get some cunt of a heckler in the 3rd row. She was pissed. She was off her face. She was talking the whole show. And I ripped her jokingly a few times to get her to stop talking. And usually that stops most people. If you interact with them and then you cut them down a little bit and then the audience laughs and it's like, aha, and then they go, oh yeah, I probably should stop talking. But this woman wouldn't shut the fuck up. I ripped her 3 times. I got to the end of my show. I literally had to stop it and address her and say, I need you to stop talking because I can hear everything you're saying. And she went, oh, no, you can't. I went, no. Because if I could not hear what you were saying, we would not be having this fucking conversation. What I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to edit in me shutting down this woman. I'm going to put that in for you. I'm going to put it in right now. Like, there's no female equivalent to busting your balls.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, okay, what do you got? Don't go, I don't know, and then I ask you, oh, what? And you go, I'm a fucking idiot! I just wanted to yell something! I'm sorry, thank you for coming. I was just busting your balls. No, only if you want one, and I'll do photos as long as it takes, I don't mind, I'll be out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you fucking, we're not in a sports game. So I'd like to kind of end it on this. Have you guys, here's a really good one to fuck with your friends, right? If you really, guy or girl, this works, but can you guys just stop talking? I'm currently doing a show on the stage and I can hear every word that you say. Yes, I can. It fucking sucks. Please stop. Thank you. Hopefully that worked, guys. Hopefully you can hear that. But man, I hate that shit. And what's worse is she bought a ticket. She was a big fan. Afterwards, she got a poster and asked me to sign it. Like, how can you like someone's stuff and talk through their show? I don't understand. Really annoys me. That's the first proper heckler I've ever had, really. And she wasn't. It was just talking through the show. I just hate that shit. Please don't talk. Don't use your phones. We can tell it really puts us off. But yeah, otherwise it fucking great show. Really enjoyed it, and I've got the footage. So I might release some. I might not. We'll see. Now, I would like to get onto the worst part of the podcast, the fucking miscellaneous bit at the end. I hate this shit. I've got 2 questions from you guys. Miscellaneous bit at the end is where I answer questions, life advice questions that you guys send in. If you'd like me to answer a question and give you some advice, send an email to contact@loosespears.com and I will get back to you on the podcast, hopefully, unless your question is a little bit shit. Just before I get into them, if you would like to keep this podcast free of advertising, if you would like to keep all of the content I put out free, please do support me on Patreon. That is the best way for you to support it, or catch a show or buy a merchandise. But I understand a lot of people aren't in the position to see a show because they're too far away or they live in another country. So the best way for you guys to support what I do, if you listen to the podcast every single week, consider giving a couple of dollars a month. It really, really does help. You know, fucking $3 a month. You listen to what is that? I put out 40 minutes, just about 40 minutes podcast, was 120 minutes. You know, fucking $3 a month for 120 minutes of material that you guys listen to. So, yeah, if you like the podcast, if you like Lou Reviews, support it on Patreon, and that will allow it to get better. I want to get 2 microphones and maybe a little mixing desk as well, because I really want to upgrade the sound quality of this podcast. So, yeah, if you want it to get better, that's how it's going to get better. Thank you very much. Support me on Patreon. Google it, Lewis Spears Patreon, and let's get into these fucking questions. All right. The subject of this one is seeing your show in Melbourne in 2 days. Super excited. Ah, cool. So you probably already would have seen it. Hope you enjoyed it, man. Here we go. Not surviving on much sleep at the moment, so I'll probably regret this if it goes up on the podcast. Yeah, you will, mate. For all intents and purposes, call me whatever the fuck you want. Alrighty, James. I'm gonna call you James. We were at her dad's. Who's her? What are you doing, man? He's just jumped like halfway into the story. Okay, I'm gonna say, I guess. Oh, okay. Hang on. This dude's an idiot. Fucking James, get your shit together, man. We were at her dad's place and hooking up. Okay, he's hooking up with a girl at the girl's dad's place. Alrighty, so you're already in the fucking danger zone, James. What are you doing? You're in enemy territory. Hooking up with some guy's daughter in his house. Alright, so we were at her dad's place and hooking up and whatnot. Things progressed, and I already think something more than just finger banging or a good wristy will happen. Clothes start coming off, and I leave my shirt on the side of the bed for when I have to pull out. Didn't have a condom. No, you idiot. What are you doing? You don't do that. Don't pull out. Fucking how hard is it to just carry a condom all the time? Put one in your wallet, guys. That's all you need. Fuck. Don't use the pull-out method. This girl could have AIDS. You could fuck it up. The pull-out method does not work, man. Don't do that shit. For all you know, she's pregnant already. What are you doing? Alright. It was my first time, so I was nutting before the fucking toast could pop. Oh, fuck. Okay, so, dude... Alright, so he's losing his virginity. That's why he wasn't prepared. That's why he wasn't planning on having sex. So this is the first time he's had sex. He's using the pull-out method. He lasted about 30 seconds, and he's ready to nut. Alright, so I reach over and grab my shirt and come, not thinking of what I have just done. The next morning, while grabbing my clothes and stuff, I realize that my shirt does not have cum on it. Oh, did you use the wrong shirt? While carefully putting it into a plastic bag, instead, one of her dad's shirts that she sometimes wears was also laying on the side of the bed. Oh shit, did you come in her dad's shirt? Dude, why was her dad's shirt in there? You probably got her dad's sloppy seconds. He just finished fucking her, and he's probably gonna... You should leave your shirt... This is fine, man. This is what you do to fix this situation. You leave your shirt in her bedroom, so the next time her dad fucks her, he can come in your shirt, and then it's even Stevens. Alright. I kind of panic, going, oh fuck, I came on her dad's shirt, and then giggle a little because the shirt says number one dad. Is this even real? Number one dad. Why is she wearing that? He probably burst into the door wearing number one dad on the shirt. It's like, you know what number one dad means? That's right, honey. 69. Let's get it over with. Seeing as I've just shot 100 million sperm onto his shirt, made my girlfriend's 8-year-old sister. What are you saying? What? I kind of panic going, oh fuck, I came on her dad's shirt, and then giggle a little because the shirt says number one dad, seeing as I've just shot 100 million sperm onto this shirt, made my girlfriend's 8-year-old sister. What are you saying, mate? This dude... Yeah, I think this girl gave you something, man, because I think this girl gave you brain damage. Is that something you can sexually transmit? Because you can't spell. I don't know what the fuck you're saying. Alright. I thought you might have a laugh on the podcast for this one. I'm not leaving you with much to talk about, so what are your favorite bands? And if you don't like that one, how often do you have a bat? I don't like either of them. Cheers, Lou. Love your videos from Nigger Faggot. Okay, so I can't tell if that was real, and why would you call yourself that? Okay, James? I didn't want to call you Nigger Faggot. I was going to call you James, but now you've signed off like that. So, good on you, man. I hope you enjoy your girlfriend's dad's sloppy seconds. But yeah, in future, man, don't use the pull-out method. If anyone's listening to this, don't use the pull-out method. You're going to end up coming on a dad's shirt. Alright, now it's time for the second question. Here we go. Hey, Lewis, I got a question for the worst part of the podcast. Fuck you, man. Why would you do this to us? Turn it off, guys. You're halfway through. If you're still listening to this, just turn it off. Don't listen to this shit fucking podcast part of the pod. Oh, I hate this bit. Alright. So I'm like 6'4" at the moment, and I'm one of the tallest people in my school, and I'm literally so thin that it looks like I'm anorexic. I'm not, don't worry. But I wanted to ask, how do you deal with everyone shitting on you because you're so tall, or at least saying shit about you? Are you assuming that people talk shit about me because I'm tall? No, I copped that a little bit in high school, man. I did. And you know what? It's just, you can't avoid it. You're fucking tall. Embrace that stuff. You just got to give it back. You know what? If someone's making fun of you because you're tall, you're 6'4", man. Girls love that. That's like the perfect Viking height. I'm freakishly tall. I'm 6'8". That's too big. 6'2" to 6'4", that's like the perfect height. Girls love that shit, man. You should embrace it. You're gonna look awkward as hell because you're wearing an ugly school uniform, and I'm assuming you're like, I don't know, 16 or 17, man. So you will look ugly as. You should see pictures of me from high school. You haven't grown into your body yet. Just embrace that, man, because in a while, once you start going to clubs and once you start dating, girls are going to fucking love it, and you're going to be the one winning. I found always the guys making fun of my height were the short people. And I'm like, look, I'm going to fill out this frame. You're going to be short forever, man. Enjoy your little dick. All right. I've always had a problem with this shit, especially with people in my school, because they will come up and be like, oh man, you're so thin and tall, haha, what a meme. Do people actually say what a meme? I think if they're saying that, you can be like, oh, haha, you're fucking autistic. It's normally all ages too, including kids as young as 13. I'm not going to like straight up square up to the kid and jaw them for being a cheeky cunt, because I don't want to be that guy who jaws a 13-year-old, right? You could be that guy, you know, it could be, it's a cool story to have. I just wanted to hear what your experiences have been like with being tall and what advice you could give to help. I love all the stuff you do. Keep up the good work. Thanks, man. Really appreciate that. Look, bro, I probably have more experience with you because I'm older than you and way taller than you. You just got to embrace it, man. You're tall. You're fucking freakishly tall. No, I'm freakishly tall. You're a really good height, man. I would recommend eating more. I know you think that you eat enough, but you don't. I used to think that. Here's a good one. Go online and search recommended calorie intake for your height. You put in your height, and it will tell you what you should be eating. And then do a little tally of what you had that day Just have whatever you normally eat that day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, tally it all up, write it down, and then go on a website and have a look at what you should be eating for your height. I guarantee you it's so much less than what you should be eating. I was eating about half. I remember when I was in high school, I was like 6'7". I weighed 60 kilos. I'm not even joking. I typed that into a BMI calculator. They told me I was anorexic. I didn't have any body issues at all. I just played video games and didn't eat at all. I just didn't eat food. And I saw that and I started getting into gym and I started eating properly and when I started going to gym, I did a program called Starting Strength. And that's a really, really good one if you want to get on. It's a brilliant beginners program if you want to get on that, and it's built around making you putting on weight and making you lift heavy things. So it's a really good confidence thing, man. If you jump on Starting Strength and look up some basic weight gain diets, I didn't do anything too hectic. I just upped how much I was eating and I started doing Starting Strength, and I'm not joking. I know people don't believe me when I tell you this, but I put on 10 kilos in a month. And that wasn't all muscle, that was just my body going, holy shit, we're finally getting food that we need, let's stack it on and keep this because we might start starving again. I didn't realize, man, I was just not eating enough. Because I would play computer games all day and then I would go to school, I'd be sitting down, I was extremely sedentary, so my body didn't really need that much food to function, because really I was just working my mind, not my body, and I wasn't eating enough. So eat more, man. Do a tally of how much you're eating, look it up online, and you'll see you probably have to eat at least 2/3 to double what you're eating. And go to gym, do Starting Strength, look that up. There's a great book called Starting Strength. Buy the book, read it, and do the program. You'll put on weight, start eating more, and then pretty soon you won't be that lanky, weird, skinny 6'4" dude. You'll be the 6'4" guy who's filled out, bigger than everybody else in the school, and you'll be fucking slaying it. Not just with girls, but with social interactions in general. Everybody pays attention to the big guy because you will become more confident, man. You'll stand up straighter, your body language will be more confident, everything about you will be better, and your life, people will start to respond to that. Guys and girls, job interviews, anything you want will come to you if you're more confident, and confidence comes from seeing the results that you put in. So yeah, man, start eating more. Figure out how much you need to eat to maintain the body weight that you should be at, and give it 2 or 3 months and you'll be fucking raking in the ladies. You'll be more confident and you'll fucking look awesome. 6'4" and with a filled out body, you'll look like a fucking sick cunt. Won't even matter if you got a tiny pin dick. Alright guys, that's the end of the podcast. Thank you very much for listening. Please do subscribe, please do rate the podcast on iTunes, that helps me a lot, and please do support me on Patreon. If you're going to come to the show tonight, please do book online. It's going to sell out, I'm fucking telling you. I will see you tonight if you're coming to the show in Melbourne, and I will see you later on if you're coming to see a show in any other state in the country. So fuck yeah. They tried to cancel me last time. They were unsuccessful. I'll see you there, guys. Have a shit one.